I'm sitting here trying to gather my thoughts. It's been a day. I literally slept on it. Listen, in the end, I don't like making these videos. Like, you have to look at it from my perspective, guys. If I could make a race review every week, from my point of view, or for my benefit, it would benefit me if I just made a race review every single week. Grow the channel, communicate with you guys more ad revenue. It would, like, I should be making as many videos as possible about NASCAR because that's what the channel is about. If you've been following the channel, you know that's not been the case. And it's not because, I just like there is legitimate anger and just frustration when it comes to NASCAR with me, and that's why I've just stopped talking about it. And I don't take enjoyment in making these videos in terms of talking about a race that I didn't really agree with or whatever. But I just gotta vent, I just gotta let it out, and because you gotta understand, this was the first sport I like truly like loved. Like, yeah, now I really love soccer. I love watching Arsenal play. That's like my number one sport right now. That's my club. That's what that's where my passion is. It wasn't like that. That came at the end of high school, early college. NASCAR, motorsports. That was number one for a very long time. From when I was a toddler to when end of high school, pretty much. When Gordon retired till that point, NASCAR was number one all the time. Video game wise, I would only play NASCAR games. My friends would play Call of Duty. I would never play Call of Duty. I'd play NASCAR 9 and make friends through there. And so NASCAR was. So when I say my understanding of this is not an ego thing or me being arrogant. When I say my understanding of this sport is at a very high level, and I feel like I have a very good understanding of what many fans would like to see, not just the Twitterverse, where Twitter, everyone overreacts. You have one group of people, another group of people, everyone argues. Not just with NASCAR, with every subject in the world, it always happens. For me, with Arsenal, if you care about politics, with politics, of course, if you care about, I don't know, if you're a Houston Texans fan, or if you're a New York a New York sports fan in any sport, because my lord, New York sports fans, I feel sorry for you. There's obviously overreactions left and right, up and down. So you have to find the logical reasoning of okay, let's look at this logically. What you saw last night, and this isn't even, or yesterday, what you saw yesterday, this isn't an overreaction, is the exact reason why so many people just don't care anymore. I'm not alone. So many people just don't care. That is the worst feeling you could have. You can be angry about something, but you still care. That's why you're angry. You could be happy about something and you watch. You could love the sport regardless, yada yada yada. I've gotten to the point where what happened yesterday just proves to me that me missing over half the races this season was a good idea, because I got to the point where I can't care anymore. That's the saddest part. When you can't care anymore and you don't care. I watched the Dolphins play yesterday instead of watching the race. Do you know how bad the Dolphins have been? I'm 23, guys. The Dolphins, I've never seen them win a playoff game. I did not watch many games last season because of how bad they were. I was watching the Dolphins over Nas. I would never even think of me saying that. Like, that for me, that's insane that I actually did that. But I did. And that, I think, subconsciously tells me, like, for myself, am I ever going to enjoy the sport like I did before? I truly don't know. But I'm still going to try and put my voice out there, cuz at least, these videos get a couple thousand views, word gets around, you guys can maybe spread it around. If I could just get my point across to some of these people. That's really all I care about now. I don't care about views, I don't care about money, I don't care about subscribers. I mean, I just don't. I mean, obviously, I would appreciate if you guys subscribe, and I appreciate you guys watching the videos. But at this point, when it comes to NASCAR specifically, I just want to see change. And if I see change, I'm good with it. Like, literally, that's all I want. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, that's all I want. And it's coming in 2022, but I swear, if that's wrong, if they get it wrong, fired. You guys need to go. The president, Steve O'Donnell, Scott Miller, all of you, go, get out of the sport. You should all be fired. I don't want to hear it. If that car is messed up, and I've been telling people on this channel for so long, just wait for 2022. Wait for 2022. Wait for 2022. Next gen. If you guys mess up that car, you all deserve to be fired. Because there isn't change after that. That's the final change for the next decade. The teams, there's too much financial burden right now to change again after that, okay? That car is going to be the car for the future for at least the next decade. If they mess it up, all you deserve to be fired. Every single one of you deserve to be fired. You don't deserve the jobs you have. I'm going to wait and see what happens with that car. If I see things, I swear, if I see full throttle intermediate racing, if I see the cars going 175 miles per hour in the corners, full throttle, where drivers cannot make a move on one another, you deserve to be fired. You don't deserve to be making the salaries. You don't deserve to be in charge of the sport that everyone cares about and loves. You don't deserve it. There are a lot of smiling faces with hidden agendas. If you have a decent finish or a decent race, you will see Steve O'Donnell come out and say, that's the joke, right? We like what we're seeing. What have you heard from them yesterday or today? Today's the day after. Have you heard anything from them? No, because the outrage was so prominent. Fans were so pissed off about what they saw. And by the way, you have to give a lot of credit to NBC, because NBC were on Kevin Harvick's onboard camera. Now, if you took that race and you took it from the outside perspective, okay, so NBC, what they did is they took you into the driver perspective. They took you to the hood view, showed you exactly what he's dealing with in terms of Kevin Harvick. Now, the fans who say, oh, it's just because Joey Logano won, ignore them. They're just an idiot as some others I've heard. Just ignore them. I'm objective. I don't care if it's Joey Logano. I don't care if it's Kevin Harvick. I don't care about either of them. I just want to see good racing. I don't care. I don't care if Elliott was leading the race. I don't care if Jeff Gordon came back for retirement. I don't care if Dale Earnhardt came back from the dead and battled his son, Dale Earnhardt Jr. He came back from retirement, and they were 1-2 battling for the championship at Kansas, and that was the battle they had. I don't care if it was that situation. I'd still be upset. It does not matter what drivers were in the situation. That means absolutely nothing. So NBC takes you along with Kevin Harvick, and the reason why fans were so mad is because, obviously, what is NASCAR? Okay, so we have the 28. Let's go to most recent mile and a half history, right? We have 2018, Kyle Busch versus Kyle Larson, the low downforce package. I just want to reiterate, when someone says go back to low downforce, for the Gen 6 car, okay, for the current car we have now, the car sucks. We all know that. So what is the best possible racing you can get with that car? The answer is not low downforce, and the answer is not high downforce. It's neither of them. It's not low, whatever combination you want to put. You're not going to get the perfect racing for everyone. And by the way, that'll never happen anyways. Everyone will always have an issue of the racing, but you can still get the majority happy with it. Low downforce, high horsepower. Even though some mile and a half races, a good over half of them, you could have a runaway winner, or the racing might not be the best, yada, yada, yada. You still can get those memorable battles between two drivers where they're just wheeling it and they're giving it their all, and that is what fans remember. That is legitimately impossible with the current package. So if you like what you are seeing, you're blind. You are blind to what the fans want. You're blind to what you think you want, and you do not understand what good racing is. Close racing is not good racing. That is like saying algebra and geometry are the same mathematics, okay? Algebra is different than geometry. It's both math, but it's different. That's why you take them in different classes in high school. Close racing does not equate good racing. If we always wanted close racing, we would just go to Daytona every week because it's in a pack. Because the differential from first place to 10th place is only 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 4 seconds instead of 20 seconds, that does not equate good racing. Because on the first 10 laps of a restart, first place, second place, third place, they could use the draft, they could get closer to each other to try and make a move. That does not mean it's good racing. NASCAR was built on short tracks, first of all. That's where it was built. But in the heyday, where did we always go? It was mile and a halves. I will give NASCAR credit, Steve Phelps specifically, because they're taking the NASCAR to more road courses and more short tracks. I want to make sure this is very clear. We're not talking about that kind of style of racing. That won't change, okay? That will always be the roots of NASCAR. Short tracks, road courses not so much, but road courses are becoming more frequent because it has a lot of short track kind of style entertainment in terms of it. And again, racing wise, you could see the talent of the drivers, and fans enjoy that. They enjoy seeing, okay, this guy's really good, this guy isn't as good, and you could tell because they actually have to drive the car. That is why so many younger fans go straight over to F1, because even in F1, if you could have Mercedes dominate every race, they still see, oh, Lando Norris, he's a fantastic young driver in McLaren. He's battling for podium positions and for the midfield battle, but you could easily tell who's a great driver and who isn't, because in F1, it is literally the hardest motorsport in the world when it comes to talent and being able to drive those things. Younger fans, modern day fans, want to see drivers having control over their own destiny. Even the older fans want that. We just want to see drivers drive, okay? That's all we want. We want the drivers to control the outcome of the race. And when you let that happen, you get everything that just you get benefits from, whether it might be arguments or fights on the racetrack, rivalries, great finishes, wrecks, all that stuff. That comes from putting it in the driver's hands. You NASCAR, you guys, with this idiotic package, and you guys like what you're seeing, and you think you can cause or manufacture some decent form of racing, you are taking it out of the driver's hands, and you are not providing any sort of entertainment or any sort of belief that I could watch a driver run down another driver and intimidate him or make a move or even try to wreck him. Harvick can't even wreck the guy if he wanted to. It's legitimately impossible. The second you get behind that car, you go straight up into the wall. You know why? Because the on throttle time is so much that with this Gen 6 car, the only way you can make passes a la 2018, have those kind of finishes, is with off throttle time. How that has not been seen over the last few years is asinine to me. Is it the best result? Is it the perfect result of the Gen 6 car? No, you're still going to have boring races. There's always going to be boring races, just like how there's boring or boring basketball games or boring football games or boring everything. Not everything is special. Not everything is a great race. Not everything can be a photo finish. Guys, when was the last time, with whatever stupid package this is, that we've had two drivers be able to fight it out? I will tell you right now, even if Kevin Harvick got underneath Joey Logano, even if Kevin Harvick got side by side with Joey Logano, you know those classic NASCAR battles we see throughout the years, whether it's Jimmy Johnson versus JJ Haley at Charlotte, whether it's Jeff Gordon versus Jimmy Johnson at Atlanta, Kyle Busch versus Kyle Larson 2018, whether it's Carl Edwards versus Jimmy Johnson at Kansas in 2008, whether it's whatever you could think of, I don't know, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin, Homestead 2005, whatever you can think of. I'm going through multiple cars, multiple generations, Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, the pass in the grass. What else do you want to say? 2001 Atlanta, Kevin Harvick and Jeff Gordon, the 5-car pack there. Whatever you want to say, those side-by-side photo finishes, not even the photo finish, those side-by-side battles, a driver being able to get close to another driver, try to intimidate him, try to make a move on him, that is impossible. It's impossible with the current package. It's ruined. You can't do it, because even if Kevin Harvick got side-by-side, the side draft takes over. It's over. Kevin Harvick gets to the outside of Logano, it's over. Kevin Harvick gets to the inside of Logano. They're not going to battle side-by-side. They're going to go way apart. And if Kevin Harvick clears, he'll clear. If Joey Logano clears, that's it. Okay? There's no side-by-side battles anymore. You can't make contact with cars, because if you do, you'll cut a tire. But even the air won't allow you. Okay? Everything about that package is wrong. Nothing about it should be implemented in the 2022 car. That's my worry. My worry is they actually legitimately do like what they're seeing, and they're going to implement that into the 2022 car. I would be devastated. If you can't see my passion already, and that I actually care, I'm not BSing anyone, I am genuinely worried that they're going to ruin that car. And if they do, I don't see myself watching this sport for the next decade, and that worries me. When I watch a race, I don't want to be mad. Do you think I want to be mad? I don't want to be mad. I just want to watch the race and enjoy it. It's entertainment. I don't want to be stressed about this nonsense. But when I know it can be better, when I know in my own mind, if I just if I told these people this is the direction you should go in, you would easily get better finishes, better results, better races, even if, let's say, Kevin Harvick wins by 3 seconds and I'm so sick of Kevin Harvick winning the race. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Everyone complains about that. When Jimmy was winning 5 straight championships, that's all everyone did. They hated Jimmy. Now everyone loves him. It's the nature of sports. You can't overreact when people hate someone winning by 6 seconds or whatever. It's the nature of sports. There's always going to be dominance. There's always going to be something like that. Someone might win by 10 seconds. You can't take away the driver's ability to race. And if you look from what happened yesterday on NBC, on Kevin Harvick's onboard, he can't do anything. Nothing. He can't do it. You took it out of his hands, NASCAR. You took it out of his hands. All Logano had to do was block. All you had to do was take the lane. If you think that's racing, you're out of your mind. It's not racing. You're racing air. That's all you're doing. You're racing air. You're not racing the other guy. You're not putting a car against another car, a driver against another driver, a battle with a battle. You can't do it. It's impossible. That is really what you want. You sacrifice that because you want better restarts. You want more manufactured debris cautions. Stages end. Bring a caution. Bring another restart. That's what this package is for. Because for the first 2 laps of a restart, it's pretty cool to watch everyone go 3 wide full throttle like it's Daytona and Talladega. That's what we want. Are you serious? Other than Texas, because Texas is a terrible racetrack the way it's configured. Chicagoland lost the race date. Auto Club is switching to a 1.5 miles. I guarantee Kansas eventually will probably lose a race date. Kentucky's gone. 1.5 miles will be extinct soon. No one's going to want to go to these things. The fans aren't going to want to go to the racetrack. Because are 1.5 miles a problem? Some of the best races I remember are from 1.5 miles. It's not because the 1.5 mile track is the wrong layout. One of the best tracks in the sport is Homestead. It's 1.5 miles. As a sport, you have to get this right. The 1.5 miles you have to get right. And you have to listen. Don't BS us with your stupid fan council. I know that nonsense. I've seen the questions. I've seen how it's manipulated to fit your little survey's agendas. Hidden smiles with agendas. That's what you guys are. I know it. I see it. Do your jobs. Do it properly for the integrity and the better of the sport. Not because you get paid very well and you have job security. Do it for the sport. I guarantee you, if you can't get the racing correct, guess what? All that other stuff that you guys care about, bringing in sponsors, bringing in new manufacturers, they're not gonna come. You have to get the product on the field correct first. If after that race, you still believe that low horsepower, high downforce of the Gen 6 car, just Gen 6, is the idea of the racing you want to build your future around, you are digging your own grave. And you truly do not understand what good racing is. The drivers have been silenced because if they say anything, they will get fined secretly. I know that happens. It always happens. So I know they can't say anything. You think Kyle Busch stays quiet because he wants to stay quiet? Kyle Busch would rip the goddamn hell out of NASCAR if he was allowed to. He doesn't because he likes his money. I like my money too, and I like my job. So I would like to stay with my job because it's very well paying and I could support my family and it's what I love to do. So I'm definitely not going to go out there and criticize the sanctioning body when I know I can't. That's why they don't do it. And a lot of times, sometimes drivers just in the heat of the moment, they still do criticize. And then they get fined for it. Why do you think you haven't heard from Tony Stewart recently? Tony Stewart doesn't care. He owns the team. He doesn't care. I mean, he already knows the racing's garbage. He's enjoying his life. I'm pretty sure he's happily married now or has a longtime girlfriend. I mean, he's happy. He doesn't care. Fix this. I'm tired of it. Just fix it. 2022. If you guys can't get your act together, I swear. I swear. I mean, all of you should be gone. You get smiling faces with hidden agendas. You know exactly who you are. Please get it right.